What's up, guys? Welcome to Keto Rewind. You're watching video 201 of my video series where I basically break down keto and try to give you more details and clarification, because there's so much information out there and I'm trying to put it all in one place from what I've learned based off of my own experience. But before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any videos. And the second thing, I'm not a doctor. I don't have any certifications. This is for informational purposes only. I can't stress enough to do your own research to see if keto is good for you. Now let's get started. Okay, so here you are. You've just watched my previous beginner how to get started 4 videos of my Keto 101 series. So now this is kind of getting into the nitty gritty of it. So that's why this is now the 201 series. So I thought one of the biggest things that I stress is how to calculate your macros, how to track your food. You have to track your food. It's part of the journey. You have to do that. So how do you do that? So there's a couple of ways you can do it. The easiest one is going to be using a food diary such as Carb Manager, which is my favorite, my go-to now, myfitnesspal, and there's a couple other sites that have keto or macro calculators you could use, and then you could do them all and see what they say, because they're not all exact. Some have different reasonings for different numbers, and that's for like really detailed or really advanced folks. So I think just keep it easy, do Carb Manager, do myfitnesspal. My favorite in this video is going to be more geared to Carb Manager, and that's basically because it's more towards keto. myfitnesspal does do all this same stuff very similarly, but it's more geared to the regular American diet. So it's just you have to tweak some numbers, but it's still all possible. And you pick which one you like better. Download them both, they're free. They also have paid subscription levels, turning on different features, but overall, I would highly recommend Carb Manager over myfitnesspal if you want my actual recommendation. But I'm not paid or endorsed or anything by them. This is just what I use, and I stress how to do this so that you can lose weight, and that's how I've lost my 66 pounds in I guess I'm week 24 of my journey now. So let's get to it. What are macros? Macros are the macronutrients you have in your day, and they are based off of your individual height, weight, activity level, and goals. So most of the time you're trying to lose weight like me, but you can also use this to gain weight and maintain your weight. So, and then basically how to set it up, I will insert a clip right here, how to set up and calculate your macros, and it's real easy. Okay, so here's how to calculate your macros. I have another video that I'm going to link to that shows you myfitnesspal and a little bit more detail. So you can click that, or you can watch this, and this is specific to Carb Manager. You can get all of these apps, or you can access this website through a PC or Mac. And right now I'll show you using the PC, but it will be the same way for your app. So go to the App Store or Google Play and download Carb Manager, then install the free version. You can always update at a later point to the premium version when it goes on sale. So here's, I'm assuming we're at the point where you've already created your account. So you come up here and you do join, and I'm just going to log in since I already have an account. So log in, and up here it'll show you from earlier that I logged this food earlier today in this video, so so you can actually see a clear view of what I did. I figured I'd pull it up. But also cool features about this, you can get some meal plans, recipes, and lots of other goodies. But I'm going to keep that for another video. We're going to just show you how to set up your macros as if you're starting for day 1. So hit settings. And then up here, you can mess with your settings here. Like I like to track net carbs. You can turn on a bunch of these other units. I like to do calories. If you want to track those, you can set your, the unit or whatever. I have it connected to my watch, and then you can have it, you know, pretty self-explanatory there. So if you want to calculate your macros, or let me see real quick. You can set up some goals and stuff too, but I keep it simple. Let's start up here and hit my profile. So you obviously put your gender, your year of birth, your height, and be honest, if you're not 5'5" and you're 5'2", make sure you're putting 5'2" in. It does matter. So I'm 5'8". I started at 309. I'm currently 243. And the only time I would change this off of sedentary is if I was if I had a job or something that had very physical work. You're a construction worker, you're a roofer, you're a UPS driver, and you're lifting boxes, and you're using a really high physical labor. If not, leave this alone. Don't lie. We're all pretty much sedentary. As that's basically what you are all day. So I will leave that just like that. And then once you click that, it automatically calculates your macros. So you can also adjust. I want it at a 35% deficit. I would not go any higher than that. You can adjust your calories. Like right now it says 1432. I would probably, you can make that custom. And you can also change these percentages. For me, the goal is to stay 5% net carbs or less, which is 18 for me, but you can put this at 20. It's basically 20 net carbs or less per day. And there's the other part of my macros. And then you would just, you can tweak those or leave them at the preset level. And then you hit apply my macros. And then you can also have it where if you are in the premium version, you can have it recalculate your macros every time you update your weight. And because I am very unorganized, that is a good feature for me. But if you don't have the premium version, just recalculate them every time you have at least a 10-pound loss. So now that we have that, let's go to, say we're going to log some food. And here's what I'm going to show you next. But here's a clear version of it. It didn't show up very well because I was using a camera to film my phone. So anyways, this is what it looks like. I can have, based off of my breakfast this morning, I've had 4 of my 18 net carbs. I've had 36 grams of my 113 grams of fat. I've had 34 grams of my 90 grams of protein and 482 calories of my 1432. Now, one other thing, if you want to go to lunch or dinner, I can do a sample one as if we had it. So say you're on a website somewhere, like Keto Connect has awesome recipes. You can enter in a recipe. So if it's on the internet, it'll input it automatically for you. So go over here and do add foods. And then just to make it easier, I had keto butter chicken. And you can look up and see the ratings on recipes too, if it's a good recipe. But I like Keto Connect's keto butter chicken. So that's this one right here. It says keto butter chicken by Keto Connect. Click that, and I had 1 serving. So I'm going to add my macro. So it automatically took the macros that have been calculated by Keto Connect and inputted them right here. So how cool is that? So, I mean, that's a really quick step. Or, I mean, if I say I didn't have that, and then, you'll see your pie chart. You'll see it recalculate here. But if I also had broccoli with it, you're going to add food. And I use raw. So I put broccoli, and I did a cup of broccoli. So you add that. And I roasted it, so I put olive oil on it. And you can either search from your populated list, or you can put extra virgin olive oil. And I use the Kirkland brand, so I'm even going to go so far as say Kirkland right there. And then I had 2 tablespoons on my broccoli that I roasted it, and there you go. So there you had the butter chicken, the side of broccoli, and you roasted it with olive oil. And there's the carbs or the macros for the day. And then, this will also let you know, hey, I I still need more protein, so you could throw in, or if you hadn't eaten it yet, you could have a larger serving of your keto butter chicken. I've had 14 of my 18 net carbs, so I'd start watching my carbs at this point. So basically, and then also say I wanted to have a snack. So let's do add food. And I like roasted pecans. Oops, I can't spell. I like pecans, oil roasted and salted. I had a serving of nuts, so I do one. Oh, yeah. So you can adjust really easy the measurement. So that's what that one's for. But I'm going to go with just a cup and follow what they have in the package. And you add however many you had, and then you can relook at your macros, and now you're getting better. But you can tell, okay, I really need to have more protein, so I need to have at least 1.5 servings tonight, and you can really judge how much you can have. So let's look. Then that's it for this part, and I'm going to make a video on the more complex ways of entering, like a casserole and stuff. So that'll be in another video. We're going to keep this real basic, but that's as easy as it is. So now that you have your macros calculated, please note they are individual to you. Everybody is made up differently. Everybody has different activity levels. I personally would say you've got to consider these yours, and these are custom to you. Don't look the other way and compare yourself to somebody else. Stay in your lane, and only this is tailored to you. As you lose weight, recalculate them as often as like every 10-pound loss. If you pay for the premium version, it will automatically recalculate when you update your weight. And I started off my journey just using the free versions, but then I saw it pop on sale for like $250 or something a month. And I was like, I'd pay like $4 for a Starbucks coffee. I can come up with the $2.50 for my health and well-being and health journey a month. So that's why I did upgrade to the premium version. And you also get meal plans and recipes and all kinds of other features that the free version doesn't normally have. So I just would say start off, use the free version, and then you can always upgrade later when you see it pop on sale. So anyways, so they're individually calculated based off your height and weight. So you're gonna want to always stay under or consider the fat a limit, not the goal. Don't ever try to hit your fat. Excess fat can slow your weight loss down. It won't throw you out of ketosis, but it will slow your weight loss down, because if you have plenty of excess fat, you want your body to use your fat reserves first. So think of the fat number as a limit. Don't go over that number. Stay under your carb goal, obviously. 20 net carbs or less a day. I think the actual composition is 18 for me, but the goal 20 or under. And you can set that and tweak that in your settings. And then obviously protein, I would aim to hit that protein goal. You don't want to be skinny fat. You want to maintain your lean muscle mass and only lose your fat. So make sure you're hitting your protein. It'll help with hair loss. It'll help with just overall, you should be hitting your protein goal. But don't go over your protein goal, because then too much protein can turn into sugar, which can, and it just gets complicated. So just take it as try to hit your protein number and try to stay under your carb number, and don't go over fat. As simple as that. So now what do you do? How do you track your macros? Okay, so I'm going to post a video here of how to input like a meal. So I've made this is my lunch, even though it's a breakfast, but I made eggs and I made breakfast tacos, and I use these really yummy I use these really yummy egg thins that I expected were gonna taste like either really eggy or really like cauliflowery. Is that a word? But it didn't taste like either. It kind of had a really mellow taste, a great vessel to get that that breakfast taco in your mouth. So I did 3 of those egg tortilla thin things, whatever they're called, egg thins. And I did 3 eggs, I did a tablespoon of butter, and I did a 1/4 cup on total of cheese and 3 slices of Canadian bacon. So I'm going to show you now how I made this meal and how I input the macros for it so that my day is tracked when I eat stuff. And now keep in mind, every single thing you put in your mouth, you've got to log. You can't just wing it. You need a food scale. You need all these things to know how much you had, because if you're just eyeballing it, that's going to be a recipe for either slowed weight loss or no progress, maybe even a gain. So you've got to weigh and measure your food. And I can't stress that enough. If you are eating too much, you're not going to lose weight. And it does matter. Keto has very calorie dense foods. So fats are going to add up really quick if you're eyeballing a fat. You know, like if you're pouring dressing all over a salad, the dressing contains a lot of calories, a lot of fat. So you want to make sure you're logging that. So if you're not logging it, you won't know how much you can even have. So I was eating at I was 309 pounds when I started. So I was eating basically for like a family of 4 with my serving sizes to maintain that weight and keep gaining. So I had to learn what a proper serving size is for my height and weight. And then to be at a loss, it cuts it down a little bit more. So how do you track your macros? Well, you literally input your food into the food diary, and it will give you a calculation. And at the end of the day, or maybe in the beginning of the day, you will know how much or how little you can eat. You know, because if you have a really big lunch, you're gonna have to taper it off for dinner. And you know, if you haven't eaten all day, you need to make sure you're eating by dinner. You know, so if you're not tracking and you're eyeballing it or winging it, you're not going to have success. So if you want to lose weight efficiently, fast, and learn how to eat at the proper serving size, you've got to do this. This is the most important step. My other favorite step is planning. You can actually plan within the app a meal plan. You can actually put it all in your calendar so it's already measured for the day before, and all you've got to do is just follow that. You can, like some people will do like the night before, they'll log all their food for the next day so they know, okay, well today I'm having eggs and blah 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 blah, and they follow that. I mean, it's just a way to get organized. It's you pick your own way to do it. I'm so type B. I make the food and I log it afterwards and hope I remember. You know, but someone who's more type A would maybe have that organization and drive to and enter it in and plan a whole meal plan and all that stuff. So you can do that within these apps. So the planning and the logging is literally the secret to weight loss in general. And then also maintaining that weight loss. When you get to your goal weight, you can't just start winging it again. You've got to learn, and I probably will spend another year at my goal weight learning how to eat the serving size for my body weight of 169. You know, so that's a whole other thing, and how to maintain it. You got to keep logging it and learn what the right serving sizes are, because America's serving sizes are way too big, and that's why we're having an obesity epidemic. Nobody is eating the right amounts for their height and weight, and it's so easy to do too. I mean, I would much rather have an entire bag of chips than 10. I mean, that's just obvious. So anyways, I get a little off track here. This is how you would enter in a meal. Okay, so here we are. This is my lunch for today, and I'm going to teach you how to log it. So you're going to open the Carb Manager app. And again, you can do this on your computer. You don't need a phone. But to get the scanner feature, I think you do need to use the phone. But don't quote me on that. But either way, you're going to want to download the app. So anyways, right now it shows I have nothing logged for today. So you're going to go up to the top and hit the plus. And then up here at the top, you'll see scan is an option. And that lets you scan the barcode. So you're going to pick, we'll start with the eggs because it's pretty easy. So you scan your eggs. I know I had 3 eggs. So right now it's set to 3 eggs because I usually have 3 eggs, so it remembers. So that makes it really easy. But if not, I could change the amount of eggs, and then I just hit add to today. And the next thing I'm going to scan is the butter. So let me flip that over and get the scanner open. And you just see how fast that was? I wasn't even near it and it took it. So, so anyways, so here's the butter. I had a tablespoon of butter. So right now we are, here we go. We have 1 tablespoon selected. So we're going to hit add today. And the next one, the cheese. I did a 1/4 cup of this cheese. So again, scan, hit the barcode, and then it comes right up. Change the serving. Right now, it's the default serving. That's what I had for my 3 tortillas. So I'm gonna hit add to today. And then the egg thins. Turn this over. I weighed these because they were so light and it has a really weird serving size. So I just weighed it and got the grams of how many I had, and that was how I came up with it. So there's that scanned. And then like the serving size on these is like 33 hundredths of a gram or 0.2 ounces. So I just weighed mine and I got 22 grams as my total. So I've already messed with the number. So right now I've set to 22 grams and I add to cart, or not add today. And then the last one, Canadian bacon. This came in a 2-pack and I took off, the other one had the barcode on it. So I forgot to log it before I got rid of it, but that's okay because you can go to the app and you can look at it several ways. For one, it's going to be in, if you've had it before, check your recently viewed list and just go that route, and that's really quick. Or if it's a new food, you can just type in, it's Canadian bacon. Make sure I spelled that right. So I've just typed in Canadian bacon, but I spelled it, this needs a space here. So Canadian bacon, and then hit search, and it will give you a gazillion of them. So I know the brand of mine, I just don't have the label. And it is the Jones All Natural Double Cherry Wood Smoked Uncured Bacon. So I'm gonna click that one. And the default serving size was 3 slices, and that's what I had. So I'm gonna hit add to today. So now, here are my macros for the day. I'm not sure how well this is focusing, but I will insert a screenshot right here if this isn't focused. But you can look at, you know, everything that's there, get your numbers, your macros, your pie chart starts filling out. And now you have officially got your lunch in. So the next one is you would enter dinner, and I will quickly show you from the other video how to add foods. Now, if you have any recipe that's online, you can import, I think the word is, in here. So you would search for it and just pull it up. But for one, I know, I'll give you a quick example. Like yesterday we had keto butter chicken. So type in keto butter chicken, and it was by Keto Connect. You've got to definitely try that one. Delicious. And basically find the Keto Connect. It's right here on the bottom. Click that. And you can do 1 cup, 1 serving. And I think they have it like that as their nutrition. But I actually had 1 1/4 cups. So I've got to edit that. 1 1/4 cups. See, I moved that up and now I'm 1 1/4 cup. And I hit add to today. So it imported the macros that Keto Connect listed on their website on their post. So I didn't even have to add that in. It did it all for me. So how cool is that? And now I look and there's my day. So I've got a dinner logged. I've got a lunch logged. And if I wanted to add a snack, you scroll down, hit snack, and add food. Sorry, my thumb's kind of getting into the way. But I like to have roasted pecans for my snack. So it's gonna, since I have it all the time, it's already in my list. But if not, I would search it, or I'd scan a barcode, and it's already set to my default serving. I typically have 1 ounce or 1/4 cup of nuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and log it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Chubby finger syndrome. So anyway, so this is an example day of food. This is not literally what I had. This is my lunch, but dinner and snack I have, I just threw it in there for an example. But How easy is that? So I'm going to screenshot it, and you can see my macros, and it's looking like the camera's not focusing, so I will screenshot this and give it to you. So there you have it. That's how you track your macros, and you do this every time. Every single thing that you eat, put it in your log. This way you know for sure what you're having. Okay, now that you've seen how to enter your meal, remember, every single thing has to get weighed and measured. I picked this meal, and I should have picked a better example because this one isn't like exact, because I did 3 eggs, 3 slices of bacon, a tablespoon of butter is real easy, and 3 slices of the egg thins. I should have picked one where I should say in an upcoming video, I'll be a little bit better with my explanation of making like a recipe and putting it all together, and having to literally measure it for your recipe. So stay tuned. That will be probably Monday's video or Tuesday's video. And so stay tuned. That'll be the next one in this video series. So, but for basics, let's keep it basic. This is literally how to enter a meal that you can log and track your macros. And then you'll do this same process for your lunch. So if you have chicken with a side of broccoli and you roast that broccoli with olive oil, I will mention, I don't really log spices. I find spices so negligible that I don't bother putting them in. Maybe if you're really, really strict, you would, but I don't bother entering garlic powder. I mean, I don't enter olive oil. I'm sorry, I don't enter garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper. I don't log that. You can totally do that though, but that personally I don't. I just do the main ingredients that are gonna affect my macros. So if I have a 4-ounce piece of chicken, I have 4-ounce raw chicken. As you do the input it in as raw, you don't put it cooked, because then it's just easier to do it at the raw and uncooked stage, and then it's an exact measurement. So you do your 4 ounces of raw chicken. I just put salt, pepper, and a few garlic, a few spices on there, and then I'll have a side of like 300 grams of broccoli measured out with like 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So I would just enter those 3 ingredients in my log, and it's that easy. So break it down, log things individually. You can avoid, if you want to save time or the hassle, don't bother logging the spices. They really don't have that big of an impact. I mean, unless you're putting sugar on it or something, but that's obviously, you shouldn't be doing that on keto. But I mean, like in general, I don't log spices. I log my food as raw. So I don't care, because even though if you cook a hamburger and it starts off at half a pound, but what you actually ate was a 1/4 pound, I don't bother with that. I just do the raw measurement. Yeah, and then plus that's a little bit more accurate, because when the fats and everything are cooked out, you don't know how much you're getting, and it's better to take the raw weight than the cooked weight too when you're entering in your macros. So I hope this video made sense. Please comment below, and then stay tuned for the next video on literally how to, if you make like a casserole or something and you want to enter it step by step from the cooking process to dividing that into 12 servings and entering that into your calculator. So please, please, please log and track your macros. It's so important. If I could ask you to do anything, this is part. You can't have somebody else do it for you. You have to own this part. You've got to take this responsibility on and learn how to track your macros. You will be so rewarded in the process. It seems tedious. It just seems like not any fun and all that. Yeah, yes, but you are becoming accountable for what goes in your mouth. The scale is not going to lie. The scale is going to say, I think you forgot to log in those nuts, or the scale at the end of and then if you do a whole week of not logging that in, it's going to show up in the scale, and then the scale is going to show that was logged even though you didn't put it in your diary. So make sure every single thing that you put in your mouth is logged, and then you can judge throughout the rest of the day, the rest of the week, how much or how little you can have. And then if say Saturday you're going to a wedding or something, and they're going to not really have too many keto friendly foods, and you may have to go off plan, you can bank calories. If you are very strict and thoughtful, 95% of the time you are winning, and that's all that matters. And if you have a meal that is a slip up or something like in a special occasion, like a wedding that you go to and you don't have control over the food, well, it's okay. You just get back up again. You know, slip ups are okay. They're going to happen. If you can't log them, that's fine. Just be better the next day. Always try and don't give up. So this is secret. This is how I've lost 66 pounds in 24 weeks. It's literally this simple. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you have any questions or want more clarification, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye. Oh, and I'm Jess, and you're watching Keto Rewind.